Hey folks, Amy from Colorado Mountain Living. We are on week 5 of our off-grid countdown. So we're 5 weeks away from moving off-grid and want to keep you updated with some of the progress we've been making. So one of the things this far that happened is that Bryan secured a grill. It's still on the trailer right now just because it's quite muddy. The trip from the trip from Boulder to the mountains was really wet and snowy that day, so it's covered in mud, so we need to clean it off first. But we do have a way to cook some food, so we're really excited about that. I've been loading the car with tons of boxes and things from the garage here. So I'll show you when we get up to the property how much I've unloaded in the past week and where we're at as far as moving our possessions up to the property. And we'll see what Bryan's been up to. Now, that's one side. Pretty stacked up pretty good on there. This is, I'm trying to organize things like garage stuff on one side and household stuff on the other side. So, not too bad. You know, definitely getting some things out of the house, getting some things out of the garage. Still got some empty room, so we're not filling up too fast, but we definitely have furniture and other things to be moving. So Bryan wanted to bring in some of his, that's the wind kicking up at the door right there. Woo! I have to close that up. It's getting gusty. And I'll show you guys what happened earlier this week with the garage. One of the problems we had to fix. Wouldn't you guess, after the first day we put up our canvas garage, we get some really strong winds and it totally busted apart the zipper. Now I take a look at the zipper and there only seemed to be one tooth missing at the bottom, so definitely repairable. And Bryan actually was able to fix it later on when he had a chance to look at it. But it was just something you didn't want to see the day after you put up your new structure, that the door is totally blown open. But luckily it wasn't a very hard fix. So Bryan was able to get the zipper fixed. He just put a ladder up and started the zipper over again from the top. And what he did on the bottom here, so where we went wrong was we had the zipper itself tied, and so when the wind hit it, it just kind of ripped it apart. So now we've got inch pipe inserted, and what we're going to do is tie the pipe itself to this bottom pipe here, and that will keep the stress off of the zipper and off of the canvas itself. So tying pipe to pipe makes more sense to secure this door. So hopefully we won't have any more problems with splitting zippers, because my goodness, with the work that we did trying to replace this, I'd hate to replace it again.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Colorado Mountain Living. This is Bryan Arrgh, and give a little tour of what I've done so far today. Trying to put in a temporary kitchen area, which will actually be our laundry room eventually, and somewhere to use a toilet. So let's see what I got so far. So yesterday I made this nice little platform here, and then that's where the throne will be mounted. So the sewer line was too close to the wall to put the toilet directly over the top of it, so I made this little platform, and of course with a couple of 90-degree elbows on a 3-inch outlet, it raised it up pretty good, but that's all right, it'll work. Plumbing's all connected. I still have to connect the toilet. Actually, I needed to get a wax ring that does not have a funnel on it. And then you see the blue supply line. I got that all completed. Got a valve right there, goes up, comes across here, tees down to the sink. That's all connected up. Got the drain line all done. Let's check that out. There we go. And then put one of those inside vents in for temporarily. Eventually that'll be a regular vent through the roof. But up here. And then, let me back up. And the supply line comes across. Actually, it comes in from the outside right up there. That's where we'll have There we go. Hooks up to the washing machine right there. So one of my goals, actually my goal last week was to get the 275 gallon water tote. But with work, it's got in the way. There's actually a supplier right down the street from where I work, so it'll be perfect. So hopefully this week I'll be able to get that. Now I won't be able to fill it up completely because my tractor's not going to be able to lift over 2,000 pounds, but I could probably get at least 200 gallons in it, maybe 225. And those totes will work perfect because it's got a skid on it for pallet forks. So, and I've got the pallet forks for the tractor, so that'll work out excellent. And then we'll just need to keep it covered up with a tarp so that the algae doesn't grow in it. But you can put a little bit of chlorine in it. It's really just a minimal amount. It's like a teaspoon, I think, for 50 gallons or something like that. So it's really kind of minimal, but we'll be using it fairly quickly. And then our neighbor said that we could get water from him, so we'll just have to drive it down there, pump it up, and we'll be good to go. So I think 250 gallons or 200 gallons will last us quite a while. I used to live in a camper, and I had a 55-gallon tank that I used on a regular basis, and that lasted quite a while. Of course, and what we'll do here as well is just shower at the gym, because we're always at the gym, so that's easy enough. So, all right.
A few other projects Bryan completed included adding shelving and the countertop around the sink, so things are starting to look like home.
Oh, the rolling workshop. Bryan's discovered a new tape that he's sealing all the cracks with. This foil tape seems to be way stickier than the Tyvek tape that we used up top.
And a lot less expensive than the Sega wood glove. Sega wood glove glue. It's like $60 a roll.
Oh, yeah, who needs that?
But I've used this stuff before for other stuff, and it's ridiculous. I think it'll work just fine.
All right.
Well, we received a call this week that we were looking forward to. Our windows and doors are ready from Lowe's, so they are just waiting on us to know when to deliver them. So Bryan's prepping the area where he had put plywood over the opening before to kind of minimize the air coming in, and now he's cutting it out with a reciprocating saw, cutting out the window holes and the door holes, and prepping that for our window delivery, hopefully this week sometime, and we'll be able to install those next weekend. And it was remarkable to see the amount of light that came in after he did the window and door cutouts. You know, from the angle, that south angle, we knew that there was a lot of light coming in. This is at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It just made a real big difference on the inside. And plus then you got the full view. So it was really nice. And our last project for the long weekend was to wrap the outside of the basement with house wrap. So instead of using Tyvek, Bryan ended up getting Everbuilt, which was a fraction of the cost. And we just rolled it on out and wrapped it like a big present. But it didn't take too long, and the longest part was just adding all the nails in afterward. It felt good to be wrapped up with this project, literally, and more secure from the elements.
What's the other problem that we have? We had run a problem with a garage up there in the zipper. We fixed it.
Yeah, fix the zipper.
Fixed that. So what's the other problem that we've got?
The other problem is if we put the solar array down where I put that other footing, it's like 130 feet away from the house,
Yeah.
and you need like 2-gauge wire. And 2-gauge wire is really expensive.
Really expensive? Like
Like, I don't know, $20 I don't know.
a lot.
That's a lot.
Compared to the other option you thought of?
Just moving it closer. If we
So-
stick it like right here, so down there was a great spot because there's no trees in front of it.
Right.
We could track it. Because that's what I'd like to do is track the sun. So
From there.
right. So if we put it closer up, and then maybe take out 50 feet worth of trees, because we got plenty of aspen trees.
So like from
Then we can still
from the,
track a decent amount of the sun.
So from the edge, from the aspens down there, you mean? Start there and track 50
Yeah.
feet?
So if we, let me see my finger. So if we cut down all these aspen trees here
Yeah.
and and put the array right in this area, then we could still track a good portion of the sun all the way to the southwest.
Okay.
So maybe we take down a few of the aspen trees sticking out there as well.
There's quite a few.
Yeah, but those would make good fence railing.
Uh-huh.
So for a snow fence on the other side there. So, but
So-
there's not a whole lot of trees right in this one. You know, maybe that's 75 feet. There's not a lot of trees right there. So,
So if we bring it closer, how close?
so I think if we're within 40 feet
40 feet of the...
of the house,
Yeah,
we'd
yeah.
need really thick wire if we were down there.
Okay, gotcha. So, bye-bye solar array that's prepped. Can't dig it out because it's too big.
There's a lot of cement.
Okay.
But we can cut off the bolts and cover for it with dirt.
Cover it with dirt.
The other option would be put the wind turbine down there.
Yeah, I thought of that.
So, but then, yeah, that would really be the ideal place, and the distance with the wind turbine isn't a big issue.
Okay.
So, so we just need to talk with the neighbors and see what they think about having a wind turbine right there. And so, I mean, it wouldn't have to be super tall right there
Okay.
because all the wind, you know, the majority of the prevailing winds come from the southwest, and there's no trees in the way there, so we wouldn't have to have it 40 feet up in the air.
Okay.
Maybe 20, and then so we'll just need to go over to their house and see what their view is and see what they think.
Okay. All right. Well, another thing to do.
Another thing to do.
At least we got this done.
Yeah.
That's our progress report this week, folks. Hopefully the weather holds out a little bit longer so we can finish up our projects, get our water tank installed this weekend, get our windows and door in. We'll be all buttoned up. Hopefully we can work on the inside as well. But stay with us, give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you next time.